the next speaker, I would like to invite Mr. Alex Michael-Betts, our guest with us today, to share with us on how to stay fit and maintain a healthy body. Mr. Betts' passion is a health and fitness. He is a fitness enthusiast and a competitive athlete. You can see how tall he is, how bodybuilder he is, so he knows about that, and maybe he could tell you why and how. Thank you. You please.
Good afternoon. Magandang hapon ini. Selamat siang Chui Chanti. First of all, I would like to congratulate you all on your graduation. And then secondly, I'll just briefly introduce myself. I'm Alex. I've met some of you before. I run a health and wellness business here in Singapore, providing nutritional coaching, personal training, and corporate health solutions. So why am I here today at your graduation ceremony giving you a talk about health and fitness? It's a good question. Today I hope to give you just some useful information to take away that you can use for yourselves, friends, family, your employers, to try and give them some kind of positive impact in their lives. So, you may have noticed in the world today we have a problem. So the problem stems from not doing enough activity and eating too much. So overconsumption and not enough exertion. It might interest you to know that Singapore is the #2 nation in the world with the most diabetes. Diabetes is a metabolic disorder. So 12% of the population here suffer from pre-diabetes in Singapore, so they're pre-diabetic. 1/3 of those will become full-on diabetic, 1/3 will remain pre-diabetic, and 1/3 can be fixed with exercise and nutrition through weight loss through nutrition. Next slide, please. Okay, next, obesity. Obesity is very closely linked to diabetes. So obesity kills 2.8 million people in 1 year. And finally, we have sugar. Sugar is also linked to both of those other two elements. So obesity, diabetes, both of which sugar contributes towards in a huge way. So sugar is also known as the white death. Sugar is 8 times more addictive than cocaine. So highly addictive. It's deposited in your blood as fat. It causes your body to lose calcium, and you know calcium is important for your bone development, amongst other things. Sugar feeds cancer cells. So I've had a few clients who have been cancer sufferers, and one thing that they have all done to try and get well, or to slow the process down, was to eliminate sugar from their diets. And this has helped tremendously. It's also linked with kidney stones, which is a painful condition some people may have experienced already, and is associated with all kinds of other diseases. And as you may have noticed, it's in almost everything we eat these days. So if you go down into a supermarket, you'll notice that pretty much everything that comes in a box or a packet has some form of sugar. Sometimes they disguise it using other words. So the best thing to try and do is to eat things that are natural, fresh foods as much as you can. So exercise and nutrition is one of those areas that has a huge amount of myths and misconceptions. So things that people are very confused basically. So I'm going to go through just a few of these very quickly, just to try and clarify a few things. These are things that I get confronted with my clients and people that I work with on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. So, number one, you can eat anything you want when you exercise. So a lot of people think that if they start doing an exercise program, that means that they can just really eat what they want because it cancels it out. Obviously that's a load of nonsense. the nutrition side of things is as important, if not more important than exercise. If you skip meals, you can lose weight. Okay, so there's a little bit of truth in that, but what actually happens if you start starving yourself or skipping meals is your body will just start using muscle tissue as fuel. So your body will keep all of the body fat and it will just burn off muscle, because muscle costs your body more in energy than fat does. So it's an unhealthy thing to do. Carbohydrates make you fat. The statement itself is untrue. However, overconsumption of anything, so that could be protein, fat, or carbohydrates, can contribute to gaining weight. You need a gym membership to get fit. Not true. There are lots of ways in which you can increase your activity levels without having to join a gym, and even do quite effective workouts just using your own body weight. Lifting weights will make women look bulky. This is my favorite. So I get confronted with this quite regularly since most of my clients are women. Complete nonsense, of course. One reason for this is that women do not have the necessary testosterone levels in their body to build any significant amount of muscle naturally. What it will do though is it will make you feel better, look better. So it's a win-win. I think it's very important for women to get involved with lifting weights if they can. Okay, so carbohydrates, protein, and fat. These are the three main food groups, and they're called macronutrients. So a lot of people get confused which foods are carbohydrates, what's a fat, what's a protein. So macronutrients are actually nutrients that provide us with calories and energy. Nutrients are substances that we need for growth, metabolism, and other body functions. So we'll start off with carbohydrates, as this seems to be the most contested food group of all. So what are carbohydrates actually used for? They're used for energy primarily. The other functions that they have is they help to maintain kidney health, brain, muscles, and heart to function properly. It helps with intestinal health and waste elimination through the intake of fiber, which is found in carbohydrate-rich foods. Now, here are some foods that are actually healthy sources of carbohydrates, which will provide your body with slow-release energy. So we've got yams, oats, chickpeas, sweet potatoes, brown rice, quinoa. So these are healthy sources of carbohydrates. What a lot of people eat as their carbohydrates are things like bread, white rice, things like that. If you can, it's better to try and lower your intake of those kind of things and increase the amount of these kind of foods that you eat, simply because you'll have more sustainable energy throughout the day, and it's not going to spike your blood sugar levels as much. So, long story short, it's healthier for you. Protein. Okay, so protein is primarily used for growth. So this protein helps with skin, hair, nails, as well as building muscle tissue. So if you're deficient in protein, you may have skin issues. You may find that your nails may not grow very fast, your hair might grow very slowly, or it may fall out. Tissue repair, immune system function, so helps you stop getting sick. Build essential hormones and enzymes. So again, here's some foods that are rich in protein. So protein-rich foods, things like fish, chicken, steak, any meat really, eggs, egg whites, and then you've got the dairy side, which is like yogurt, cottage cheese. So I would always go for the natural version, not the low-fat version, because that generally contains sugar, which we've already discussed is not something you want to be taking in any unnecessary quantities. Then we have fat. So fat is essential. So low-fat diets I'm not an advocate of. Normal growth and development they help with. It's a very concentrated form of energy. Helps you to absorb certain vitamins, as I said, A, D, E, K, and provides a cushion for our organs, maintaining cell membranes. It also helps with hormonal balance. So if you don't take on enough fat, you may notice that you have your moods can be affected and you generally don't function very well. So in the fat groups we've got salmon, which is actually an overlap. Salmon is also a protein source that is rich in omega-3 fatty acids, so it's also got healthy fats. Avocados, coconut oil, walnuts, or any type of nuts actually. These are good things to include in your diet to get a good balance of fats. Okay, so before I finish up, I'm not going to take up much more of your time. I'm going to give you a few health and fitness tips, and I'm going to play a little motivational video for you. So these are recapping some of the things I've already said. So sugar, cocaine to your brain basically. Avoid processed food, so no more Jollibee, Maggi, KFC, those kind of things. Try to avoid it. Unpopular for that. Eat fresh food in a balanced diet, so fruit, vegetables, meat, stuff you'd find in a marketplace. Eat according to your physical activity level, so the more activity you do, you can afford to take on more food. That doesn't mean junk food, but if you're doing very little, then it makes more sense to kind of cut your food down. Move as much as possible. And this actually ties in with the last point, which is also that you don't need a gym to get fit. So you can do little things like taking the stairs, not taking the lift, walking to work, walking to the shops, things like that, as well as doing actual workouts which don't require a gym membership. So there's a lot of things you can do to get healthier, fitter, and feel better without actually having to go to the gym. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to play a little video. The take-home message of this video is just a couple of things. One is to believe in yourself. Two is to take opportunities that are right in front of you. Don't wait for them to come, because they won't. Look around you and you'll see opportunity in everything. And number three, don't let anyone ever tell you you can't do anything. So here's a little video for you. After this video, I'll put a little, like a copy of my business card on the screen. So if any of you have any questions or anything you ever want to ask, there's my Facebook page, Instagram page, email address, etc. on there. Feel free. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you've got or help you get started on a healthier lifestyle. Okay, thank you very much, and here's a video.